I love the way just music has just been incorporated into the show. I mean, it's called rap shit, so you expect that to be, the crux of the show. But I feel like a lot of times when, TV and film do like rap related projects, they do it a little corny. Like even to a certain extent, like Hustle and Flow, like with 3 6 Mafia, like that was dope. But like even Terrence Howard was
Didn't feel legit. Yeah. But they had to teach him how to do that.
But Shauna, Mia is a rapper K Million, but Shauna feels authentic to like what a rapper would be if they were like that type of rapper. So it's dope to see.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like our lead Ida, who plays Shauna, she has a lot of similarities to the character, and she's an artist herself. So we drew a lot from her too to put into Shauna. So it was great.
Yeah, and I mean, just speaking of all the heavy hitters in that writing room, like on Rap Shit, like you're once again working with the team from Insecure, but you also have people like Kid Fury's there right here. What was that writer's room like? What was that experience like?
Man, we honestly, it was amazing. But I will start off by saying, for people who don't know how this shit is being impacted by COVID, being on Zoom for a writer's room fucking sucks, dude. It is so bad. So like when we did the first shutdown, we did the Insecure room, we had to go on Zoom, but like everybody knows each other. It's like camaraderie there. There's shared history. And like, even when we're dealing with just the world being shut down and Zoom being terrible, like, we knew each other. On Rap Shit, like none of us really had relationships like that. So we had to like try to form a bond over Zoom. So like every day we would come in with these icebreaker questions and like have to talk to each other, get to know each other. And then everybody's also at home. So like they can't kick their feet up like if they were in an office, you know what I mean? They might have their mom come in to stay because it's COVID, and now their mom is sitting in the living room. They're not going to talk the same with their mom there, or they got the fucking plumber coming through trying to fix their shit with a mask on. It's just like Zoom in general, like, is such a nuisance to writer's room. But we really like, Fury was so great. Like, we started off the room. He's from Miami. He sent us this email like one of the first days of the room that had all these like Miami and Florida specific songs from like 2005 until like present day, and just like what they meant and where he listened to them at. And it was shit that I just never heard of. And it just like got us really ingrained in like the Miami music culture specifically. And like, he just brought so much. And this other guy we had in the room who's a creative and writer and director from Miami, who was one of our consultants, named Edson, who worked on Moonlight as well. Oh, wow. They both gave us so much of that Miami culture and that authenticity, especially when it comes to the Haitians and the real Miami. Miami's a lot like LA, man, where it's like when you're from LA, Hollywood or any of those things associated with does not represent LA natives, and South Beach and anything over that bridge does not represent real Miami. So we have to like learn that culture.
Yeah, and I have to imagine that, like, obviously you guys are right into an LA perspective on Insecure and everything else you guys have been doing. Miami had to be a new challenge because, again, you had to get on the ground floor there and really learn the lingo, the slang, the neighborhoods, and all that stuff.
Oh, yes, 100%. That's why this last episode was so important to me. The third episode, Something for the Hood, is because like even we had a lot of PAs who were locals, and we were filming in Opelika, Liberty City, Little Haiti. Like we were at the office, you know what I mean? Like, right. That's one of the ghetto strip clubs out there, you know what I mean? And yeah, we was really just trying to like really show where they live. And it has its like, Miami's not an easy place to film for production at all. Like the weather, they don't have the infrastructure that LA, Atlanta, or New York has. Mm-hmm. So it just has its challenges. So anybody that has any gripes, it ain't the easiest to film in y'all city. So we tried to do the best we could, because we would lose a lot of locations that we felt like were authentic, or businesses we wanted to highlight. Yeah, we couldn't always get them, but we tried our best.
Yeah, Miami weather is like so schizophrenic. It's like it's raining at one point, it's windy and raining at another point, and then 5 minutes later it'll be sunny. And I know like continuity is really big in filming stuff, so it's like you can't have rain on the ground, in one part, and then it's sunny on the other part. So that must have been a challenge itself.
Oh man, we had rain, thunder delays, lightning delays, or just days were getting shut down so many times, and now you're just sitting in your trailer for like 5 hours hoping it stops raining, because you can't even do film during the thunder either. Like you have to pause for all that shit. So it's like, it did have its challenges, but it's rewarding to see like, people that feel represented, feel seen. Like I said, we had a lot of locals that were PAs, and when we were, or anybody in the crew, when we would be filming in like Liberty City or like I said, Little Haiti or Opelika, any of those places, they like, man, don't nobody ever be over here, and like y'all doing it right. Like that shit felt good to me, to be representing somebody's city the way I want to see LA represented.
Right. No, for sure. I mean, even with this, did you feel as though there were any stories within rap shit, and this was with you or any other writers, that they drew from like anything that they had seen or been a part of, that you were able to kind of take from your own experiences, and it kind of fit better within the Miami experience?
You have to like find it for the Miami experience. I know like in general, that's what we do in the writer's room. We come and we're as vulnerable as we can be. We share our lives, and Prentice would say that too. And Insecure is just like, he wants his writers to have lives, live lives, and come back and share it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we share it. That should be like therapy in there. Sometimes you talk about shit that you may not even feel comfortable yet, but the space just allows for that. And then you try to see where that fits in and how it relates to the character specifically. Like, you can't just put, you know, it has to be specific to the characters that we're depicting and that we're showing grow over the course of these seasons. But yeah, we share so much of our lives personally. Like, even like for something like Shauna, who feels like in rap shit, who just feels like she's being slept on and feels like she has more talent than everybody else, and everybody's overlooking her talent and focused on the wrong things. Like, we've all felt like we've been slept on at one point in our lives, and, you know, talking through stories like that, when that applied to you, or even in, I believe it was episode 2, where she FaceTimes her friends, Jill and BB, and she first FaceTimes Jill, to try to get the hookup at Spotify. But it's like, Jill has a career of her own. Like, how does that feel when your friends are trying to get the hookup when they don't have nothing to show for it? They're not ready. And, you know what I mean? It's like they trying to come to you for a play. Yeah, it's like, no, like, what do you have to follow up with? You know what I mean? Like, you're not even, you have a half viral video with no song, and you want me to show this to my boss. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and that's an experience that is like that's universal in any job, in any position that you're in. How many times, you know, whether it's the three of us on this call, like, where it's like someone's asking, hey man, I know you got the hookup at this place, can you know, just pass my resume over? And then they might not get it, and then it's like they looking at you funny. It's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, did you even? It's like, I got my own shit that I'm worried about. You asking for something else? Like, that's a real ass story.
Yeah. No, I definitely felt that scene. Just like, it's so funny too, because it's like that shit happens so often, and like you never see the other side of it. And I think you guys did a good job of showing the other side and showing just like, you know, I got way other shit to worry about, and like, this is crazy. Like, you don't think this is crazy? Like, what the fuck? So,
and yeah, we want to just also show how like the history, how manic Shauna has just been. Like, she wants to be on so bad, but like we get it, you know. But also, I have a career to look out on my own, and like those type of situations, we always try to like think back to our lives when that happened and apply them to the characters. And then specifically like in music, I tweeted this. I was glad we got the highlight in the Lamont and Emilio scene where Lamont was asking for his updates on his invoices from his engineering and his producing. And like, I was telling the writer's room, shout out to THC, Ricky, and Axel. But like, I just remember so many days, or even shout out to Eric too, who used to engineer for Overdose, and Casey as well. And he's still with Future, so shout out to Eric. but yeah, like so many times where they would all call me. I remember one time Axel, like I love Axel, but his self-awareness isn't always there. And he called me one time cussing me out so crazy over an invoice. I'm like, first of all, bro, why are you talking to me like this? You talking to me like you want to get physical, actually. So you're going too crazy. But like, I felt this frustration. It's like, and there's nothing I could do. Like, I'm trying, and the engineers are like pit against the artists that they're working with, or the producers, when it's like, no, like these labels need to be paying. I can hit the same person as you. I can hit business affairs. I can put pressure on my A&R maybe, but that's just the reality of it. And that's what I was talking about earlier about the protection that these people there's no unions for engineers. There's no unions for producers. So I'm glad we were able to just, even if it was small, highlight things like that happen in the music industry.
No, that's a great point, man. That's really why I love this show. Like, I love catching the little music industry, hip hop nuggets throughout. And one thing I hit you about instantly was just Mia and Shauna's name, and those kind of being derivatives of Mia X and Shauna from Chicago. What other hip hop details did you guys have like sprinkled throughout, like, you know, the first couple episodes?
Man, so if Issa's been like tweeting them, so it's like it's good to catch on. But like every episode, we have like either viral or historical like funny moments from like women in hip hop, and we'll put them in the dialogue. Like the last episode when Chastity walks up to her uncle's house and the ladies are walking out and she says, "You in the hood now, baby." That's from Lil' Kim when she was in the Gap or the Old Navy commercial for the holidays. And she said, "You in the hood now, baby." For
Yeah.
So we got those in like every single episode. And even the something for the summertime, something for the girls get ready to, that's from Sweetie. So we like have these dialogue that are like tied to either a viral clip from women or just in hip hop, women in hip hop, or something that is historically great. And then also all the characters from the main cast anyway, and sometimes the side cast were named after rappers like Cliff, Shauna's boyfriend's named after Clifford T.I. So we just, most of them are named after hip hop artists, but we got those like, little Easter eggs sprinkled in.
Yeah. How speaking of women in hip hop, like we know that City Girls were they were kind of involved with this show as well. How hands-on were they within the process?
They worked mainly with our creative producers over at Hooray. So like they weren't involved with like us directly, but early on, I know that Issa and her team had a lot of calls with them early just to talk about the show and talk about ideas. And then, like I said, they were like involved with Coach K and Montreal over at Hooray. They had like a lot of conversations about story points or anything that they had ideas on. But, also you don't want to do, it's not their story too. I know people think that like it's inspired by all women in hip hop. They just happen to be from Miami. But there's a little bit of inspiration from them there. And they were involved on more the executive side. Not so much like exactly in the writer's room, but you can't do a show in Miami about a female rap group right now and not have the support of the City Girls.